Good morning, folks. Welcome to Quantsapp. This is Vicky Sajnani speaking from Quantsapp. Let's start the morning market briefing. Nifty yesterday closed 2.79% down. Nifty Bank 3.25% down. Let's see what the SGX Nifty is pointing us to. SGX Nifty 80 points down, 15,685 thereabouts is where SGX Nifty is quoting at. So clearly, there is cuts across the board there in Nifty. Okay, let's look at the charts. Charts pointing to 15,700 thereabouts, which is support zone as of yesterday. But then clearly, that is broken. 15,675 happens to be a level. 15,500 and then further lower levels is something which are the supports. On the resistance side, 16,000, 16,200 happen to be the resistance points as evident from the chart. Clearly from the open interest, we are seeing some amount of long unwinding yesterday. So that's something which has to be observed. Clearly, we are seeing a short covering kind of cycle from the past few days, and then now a long unwinding suggestive of a negative nuance for Nifty. If I were to look at the strikes which have the maximum OI, considering position yesterday's fair price at 15,765, you have 16,000 which is the resistance point for Nifty, and 15,600 happens to be the support zone for Nifty. That's clearly from the puts and the calls, which is evident from the chart displayed in front of you. Now moving on to Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty 33,000 happens to be the major stiff level on the lower side. 34,000, 34,500 happen to be the resistance levels. So one would have to wait and watch how it behaves around the 33,000 level. But as of now, looking like a negative shade even on the Bank Nifty. Looking at the built-up cycle, you are seeing some amount of shorts coming in for Bank Nifty as evident from the chart ahead. Moving on to the open interest chart, clearly, we are seeing some amount of resistance at 34,000 and the next major resistance at 34,500 as per the call open interest. And the puts pointing out to a 33,000 support zone and 32,500 the next major level. The top gainers and losers, Honeywell Automation, Marico and Pidilite are the gainers. RBL Bank, Bajaj Finserv, M&M happen to be on the negative side. Index contribution, all of them in the negative, and you have a substantial negative contribution from private banks, PSU banks, NBFC, oil, IT also pointing to a negative 100 points contribution. All in all sectors looking in the negative territory as of yesterday. Short and long unwinding, no longs and no short covering records found. Clearly, auto ancillaries and cap goods, cement are on the short side as a sectoral bias. Moving on to stocks, City Union Bank is something which we have picked. Again, this is looks to be under pressure. 130 breakdown, you could see 120 levels. On the higher side, 140, 146 happen to be the resistance points for City Union Bank. Let's see the built-up. The built-up shows emanating of shorts, and this could further aggravate the downside on City Union Bank. Clearly, from the open interest front also, we are seeing 140 happen to be the resistance point, 130 support zone as per the put of OI. And clearly, there is some puts running away from there, short puts. So there is some covering out there which is visible, and that could create pressures in the sense that there is some pride in the market that this could further go down. So that's being nuanced by the open interest chart. The next stock, ICICI Bank, 675 happens to be the support zone. After that, 660. And on the higher side, 700, 720 happen to be the resistance points for ICICI Bank. From the open interest built up. Again, shorts emanating there, and there is a potential of these shorts to aggravate. So that's a nuance which we carry for ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank on the open interest fund, 700 happens to be the resistance point. And as I pointed out, 660 happens to be the major support zone for ICICI Bank. Stocks securities in the ban list, RBL Bank and Delta Corp is something which are in the ban list as of now. And there are some which are on the annual, like India Bulls Housing. Let's summarize what we discussed as of now. 15,500, 15,600 happen to be the two supports on the lower side. 16,000, 16,200 happen to be the resistance points. As I pointed out, 33,000, 32,500 happen to be the supports for Bank Nifty. 34,000, 34,500 Bank Nifty resistance points. No long build-ups. On the short side, auto ancillary capital goods, cement. The stocks in focus both on the sell side kind of situation there, with the levels 120, 130 for City Union Bank. 140, 146 happen to be the resistance points. ICICI Bank 660, 675 happen to be the two major supports, and 706, 715 happen to be the resistance points. On the ban list, we have RBL Bank and Delta Corp. So that's it from my side. Wish you happy trading and all the best.